It's the fact that Joe Judge, I think, isn't equipped to do this job. Like, I don't understand how Bill Belichick can bring in a coach of Joe Judge's stature to be the de facto offensive coordinator, right? To be real with you 100%, yes, offensive assistant is his name, but is his job title, but it's just the technicality, he's going to be the offensive coordinator. And I don't understand how that's possible because Joe Judge was in charge of the worst offense the last 2 years. He didn't develop Daniel Jones further. He actually made him regress in a hardcore fashion, right? And now he's the guy coming in to help develop Mac Jones, who's already a average to above average quarterback, depending on which week it is. And I just have this fear, Puma, that we are in a combustible potential situation with a very inexperienced offensive coordinator and a average quarterback. Like, I'm not looking forward to seeing this offense perform next year. And I think we really need to start calling out Bill Belichick for just some of these moves, man. Like, just the coaching staff that he puts together, the arrogance. Like, he's still building a coaching staff with the mindset that he has Tom Brady on his roster, which he clearly does not, right? He's hiring, Matt Patricia to be a defensive assistant. He's hiring Joe Judge to be the offensive assistant. He has his boys, his sons on the defensive staff. He has Mike Lombardi's son as a favor on the staff. He seems to be, there's this rumbling and this rumor out there that, Robert Kraft gives Bill Belichick $25 million a year to go fill out his coaching staff. That's the budget. And basically, whenever Bill Belichick fills out his coaching staff, he can pocket the rest of the money, right? So it seems like what Belichick is doing, he's trying to hire these cheap coaches so that he can pocket the money. Like, I can't seem to rationalize this. I've been sitting all day trying to figure out why he would pull this move, and I can't seem to put two and two together. And I don't think there's something else coming down the line. I don't think there's a Bill O'Brien coming in to be the offensive coordinator, and Joe Judge is going to be the offensive assistant to him. So I saw this Puma today, and I went through the roof. I'm really starting to get fed up with the Patriots as a whole, man. Like, I've watched them for 20 years now. They've given me so much joy. But I think now I'm destined to be, like, I got to somehow make up for all that joy. I've got to be in pain for the next 20 years,
Jay, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Joe Judge's background in special teams?
Yes, sir. Special teams. He was special teams coordinator with the Patriots. He went and this is what happened. He actually almost took the Mississippi State job. You remember that?
Yep.
And then somehow, obviously, Bill Belichick, the kingmaker in the background, called the Giants and said, "You should hire this guy. Interview him." And he went down and interviewed, and next thing you know, he's the head coach of the New York Giants. And a special teams coordinator became the head coach of the New York Giants when he was supposed to be a college coach.
I mean, I don't even mind the special teams thing because, look at Harbaugh, and it looks like Harbaugh is just a unicorn. That's John Harbaugh of the Baltimore Ravens. I'm just happy Bill Belichick texted the right phone number back then for the Giants. But Jay, I'm with you. I don't understand a couple of things. One, what does offensive assistant even entail? Like, well, I don't understand
the story behind that, right? The theory behind that, Puma, is that, now correct me if I'm wrong, but the Rooney Rule applies to head coaches and coordinators, right?
Right, but it does not apply to essentially contract people per se.
Yeah, and I think this could be a way of circumventing that rule. But the other part that's the most intriguing part of this, Puma, is if you give him the offensive coordinator title, I believe some money has to, you've got to pay him, and then some money goes back to the New York Giants. Because right now, the Lions are paying for Patricia's contract still, and he's being obviously not, he's been the defensive assistant or whatever he is. And same thing with Joe Judge. He's gonna get paid by the Giants next year, but he's gonna be working for the Patriots. That's the kind of game that Belichick pulls, and I don't know why he pulls it, but it could be as simple as he wants to pocket all that extra money that Kraft sets out as a $25 million a year coaching budget.
Is this where certain people say it's chestnut checkers?
Man, it's Connect Four, man. The guy's playing Connect Four and he's losing badly at it. He's still making moves, pretending he has the king chess piece on the board, which is Tom Brady, which he does not. Like, I understand if you make these moves, Puma, if you have Tom Brady in your back pocket, but you don't. You've got a above average quarterback at best.
Right, and you're hiring a guy that did a quarterback sneak from his own too. Like, I don't understand like how this is going to enhance the development of Mac Jones. Where I mean, let's be honest, like the Crafts and the old man Bill Belichick spent all this money in free agency on the offensive side of the football for once, and of course the defensive side. We've already lauded the signings of Matt Judon, but I mean the offensive side of the football, all those signings, I mean, only 2 hit, and that was Hunter Henry and and Kendrick Bourne. Like Aguilar was really nowhere to be found. Jonnu Smith was just a waste of cash. Like, is Joe Judge really going to unlock this offense? I'm not holding my breath. Like Jason Garrett, the clapper, took a lot on the chin in New York, but Joe Judge is to blame as well too. Like that offense looked even worse after Garrett left. So I don't understand the logic. I don't get it. I'm with you. I think this is just, Bill trying to be cheap, but using his, air of greatness, to make these look like savvy, veteran moves, and the league just hasn't caught on to him yet. I don't understand it. And it's gonna make for an interesting, first 4 games of the year next year when the offense doesn't look good. Like I can't wait to see what happens then. And, hopefully, Jay, you don't jump from a high place, because I can't do this podcast by myself. So I need a host here. So just, keep it together. It'll be fine. We'll work through it. It's okay.
Deep breaths, Puma. Deep breaths. Woosa.
Yes, sir.
I just get triggered by every single move, man. Like, I don't understand how the Patriots have gone to this point, Puma, because when you saw this news today, you sent back a clown emoji, right?
Yep.
And then
clown show.
Exactly right, clown show. And then people on the radio calling in were talking about how it's dysfunctional. And I'm thinking to myself, when did we get to this location? Like, I understand we're not winning on the football field as we used to, but now we're like a laughing stock. Now we're that team that we used to laugh at 3 years ago. We used to laugh at the Jets. Oh my God, look at those idiots. They're hiring that coach. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, look at the Washington football team. They're spending that much money in free agency. That never pans out. And now we're doing all that stuff. Like, at what point can we put this on Bill Belichick? Because nobody seems to want to do that. And I'm the guy, obviously, that's been saying this for 4 or 5 years now, and I'm just a quote-unquote hater. But at what point, like, are we going to look at him and be like, yo, what are you doing here? What's the point of you? You're spending money like it's grown on trees. You're supposed to be a guy that can draft well. Now your coaching staff is made up of people that are your bobos and your friends' kids and your kids. Like, at some point, isn't Kraft going to look at some of these moves and be like, dude, what are you doing over there?
Nah. Kraft's not going to do that. I mean, Kraft didn't step in again when Tom Brady was about to leave. And granted, I don't think Tom Brady wanted to come back regardless. But I don't think he's ever going to hold Bill to the fire. Like, even after the team essentially quit after the bye week, according to folks' theories and whatnot. Like, they stopped listening to the coaches. I find it hard to believe that Bill just let that happen on his watch and didn't do anything. But like, you have to start to question, like, what is Bill really like? What is he doing? Like, I think Kraft is just going to let him leave on his own terms. So you buckle up, Jay. I think it's going to get worse. But from any other, if this was any other organization, Jay, you hit the nail on the head. You would be laughing hysterically if this was the Jets or the Dolphins or the Houston Texans, which were laughing at Houston all the time. The Vikings, you name it. This is a clown show that normal Patriot fans would be ordinarily laughing at. But now you're looking at the mirror, like, welcome to life as, a normal NFL franchise.